on. This is Katzinjamma on the line. So if we don't say it in lowercase letters, so it's Katzinjamma. So he is on the compilation CD, and he's now back on the show. So he has a segment. It's not the Katzinjamma show segment on the J. I don't even know what the fuck it's called, and it's on my show.
That's good that you listen to your own show.
Well, I have to listen to it because I'm fucking sitting here. I got a program. I got to work the board. I got to do all that shit. But anyway, so you're on the compilation. So, yeah, man, it's going to be great, bro. I mean, we're putting Resonation on this. I appreciate it. I put you in a good spot, bro. I know, you know, I can't, you know, I got to, you know. I gotta be able to do that cover thing. That's so I can sell that so people can hear.
Bro, I'm just busting on you. Bro.
I know it's all good, but it's good conversation. So, but
I'm just flattered that you put me on again. Like I said, we've had this conversation. You're like my brother. You know, just the fact that you know when you meet someone who understands where someone's talent is, you know, it's a blessing. Just hands down, it's a blessing to come across anybody, and I'm totally grateful, humbled.
Yeah, and you're on there with great company. I mean,
I know it's going to be awesome.
I didn't expect, you know, planning that. I'm like, you know, this could be a potential disaster.
Right.
I made sure I picked people I was close to. That I knew, you know, I got Dave Alvin from White Trash, who's like, you know, part of my family to me. I mean,
yeah, well, me too. I mean, I've known him for years.
Seeing those guys since I'm 16 years old and whatnot. I mean, you know,
exactly.
I'm no fucking spring chicken by any means. So, I mean, I got Andy Gerald. He was in Maryland. Manson, Ashes Divide, 16 Volt. I mean, I've been there for him since the beginning of his new band. He's always been there for the show. So, of course, these are people I have to go to. I mean, I even went to some people that I was hesitant about, and they never got back to me. So it was like, you know, I got to do what I got to do. I know we're great friends, but there'll be volume 2. So, I mean, this is street-level marketing. So it's all good. Well, I had you call over because my guest didn't call, and that's why I named the show Katzinjamma, live from Katzinjamma's Laundromat. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Because it was fucking funny, dude. You know. And me,
the characters that I bump into this place, it's funny. If you could have seen the looks of these women that would come in, they schlep and fetch it with their big bag. They're like 800 pounds. And they go when they see me, because the last time I had my gun concealed, so they don't know. And then this time I'm wearing my big, you know, my bazooka on the right hand. They go like this, they go, oh, geez. And they, all the way down the other side. It's the funniest thing you'll ever see.
That's crazy. But, I mean, it's good radio and stuff. But, you know, it's still, it could potentially upset people. But, you know, what are you going to do? Here's the way I look at that. If America wants to sit here and believe every single liberal mumbo-jumbo that has absolutely no factual content and not get upset about it, yet they see something true and factual that bothers them, please, go away, go find a rock, bury yourself underneath it, if you don't want to know what you have to say anyway. I hear you. People believe everything. I mean,
I know it's so sad.
It doesn't.
And that's kind of why I came up with "Welcome to the Revolution," because it's just like everybody needs to wake up a little bit. They really do need to take a look. You know, it's okay to believe whatever you want to believe, but you gotta uncover some of the answers. You can't just take it because someone said it.
That's where I was going with some of this, is because social media, I mean, everybody jumps on a bandwagon. They believe they're all on this Tide Pod thing now. It just drives me nuts. But like I said, without getting political, I mean, there's not going to be, you can't change it sitting behind your desk posting about it on Facebook. It's not going to make it. So you can bitch, you can whine about Trump, you can whine about Hillary Clinton. You have to regardless of what party you are, or you got to go, if that's what you support, you should go out and fucking vote for it instead of bitching about it behind your keyboard, because I see a lot more people bitching about it than probably went out and voted.
Well, you got to also remember this. Whoever is initiating the initial post that has this propaganda on it, when you look at how many times these things have been viewed, and you see a number that's like 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million people.
Social media.
Even though like some of us might only get it to 50, it's still another 50 from me, and it's another 50 from that guy, another 50 from that guy, and all of a sudden the propaganda just builds up its own momentum, and it's just flat out lies.
Social media, I think, it made me realize, honestly, how dumb fucking people actually are.
Oh my
goodness. Stuff that they believe, it's like it's so obvious, like that's photoshopped, or that video was CGI, and the things people believe. Like, okay, I've done research on GMOs. Okay, GMOs is a genetically modified organism, which is just scientists fucking around, right? Trying to make a fruit more cold resistant, more plentiful, taste better, more consistent in size. It doesn't create a pesticide, what people think. It creates a bacteria called BT that resist pesticides, so they can flood the plant with pesticides. The problem's the pesticide, but it's not affecting the actual vegetable or fruit. They're saying that you could get traces of it, blah, blah, blah. You're going to get that from anything. The problem is the shit kills the bees. And without fucking but then that's a whole nother conspiracy theory where that ain't true. But that information's out there. So, I mean, it's just, it's people believe anything that'll get, all of a sudden everybody's got gluten issues and got certain diseases. It's like, come on, man. People been eating this shit for fucking decades, and we live longer now than fucking ever.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's just weird shit. But it's fucking freezing here. Is it cold there? In Gastonia?
It was nice. It was nice like 4 days ago. It was like
same here.
65-ish. Today it's like 29.
I think it hit 36 here. It was 36 this morning. But I mean, are you working on new material yet, or what's going on?
I've been working on the lyrics. I've got 10 songs lyrically that I want to do. As I mentioned to you, I already finished the music for the one song. You know how it is. Once you start momentum, you don't want to stop.
Yep,
so
I'm
just waiting for where I say, okay, go. You know what I'm saying? The cold weather is kind of holding me up a little bit too, because the people that live down in the other apartments, they have, the oil burners running. All you hear is this hum.
Yeah, I hear you. That's hard. I don't like. I used to work from home. Rehearsal's one thing. This is another. I used to have this in a space and more like a radio station. It was 24 hours at one point, but it's hard for me to work. This is easier, but the music recording, I gotta be in a rehearsal atmosphere. Like, it's even hard for me I can write to the music here. It's hard for me to rehearse because when I go into a studio, I hear something completely different.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have a brand new track. We're trying to. I can't get into too much of it because
right. The guys at Claude Fun Pocket, we were going to do something like that, where if we all had the same technology, we were going to write and play like you and I see each other right here, and do it that way. But none of us had the same technology, so it was just it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, it's a lot easier now. Like 7 years ago, I wrote a song. I mean, 2 people were in California. I was here with 3 of the guys in Tampa. One was in Sarasota. So one recorded the drummer Angel who was in Dope. Mm-hmm. He recorded the drums, sent the track back to me. I sent the track to California, and my friend recorded guitar. I let him do his thing. Like, I recorded the bass, and then he recorded the guitar, and then I took the bass out, and then I sent it to the founding bass player, Buck Cherry. He recorded bass, sent it back to me. I went to the studio with all the fucking tracks and took the guy from Sister Kill Cycle, and we did the vocals together. But I was like, I just got over the flu and shit, so I was never really happy with how I sounded. Right. I sounded like a shitty version of the guy from Dope. I mean, my original version is studio fucking perfection. But
I try to get it as close as I can get it to, and try to kind of like if anybody's heard that new Styx album.
I'm not a big Styx fan. I know know they're a talented band, but that's I
for
never.
For what it's worth, they went back to origination. They got away a little bit. Now, granted, it's digital now, but as far as the recording process, they didn't sit in front of a computer. I don't sit in front of a computer when I do my stuff. I mean, the only thing that's technical on my tunes is even though I can play the kit, I sold mine. I have to program the drums anyway. So that is the only thing that technically is done by today's technology. And even though I'm recording it on a digital, it's like the earlier versions of digital.
No, I have one of those.
Put it on a computer, because I even bought the software for there, and I started trying to take it with. I was like, I hate this.
Dude, even when I was in the studio back in '97 and '98 recording Millennium Child with my old music partner, we're actually going to do something again eventually, but Pro Tools, dude, all of that shit was thousands. To start a Pro Tool setup back then, I mean, you were talking $30,000 investment with the different boards and all of that shit. I mean, we had John Bleish, who worked on Ozzy Osbourne's Osmosis. I mean, that album cost $30,000.
I think I have Cakewalk. I think is the one I have.
But
I did it.
The second album, we did at Dare Studios in Deer Park. We did an EP there, and that was all done on
I think I used to rehearse there.
Yeah, the dude from Dream Theater used to rehearse there. One of the guys from the Ramones used to rehearse there. It's actually still open. My guitar player was there my old guitar player was there the other day. He sent me pictures. But I'm like, fuck, we should buy that place, dude. But that's a whole nother story. Eventually, with this,
I think if I've always wanted, if I had the capital, which I don't, but if I had the capital, because I got a friend of mine in Florida as well. He's always saying, well, if we were to start a business in Charlotte, what do you think we should do? I said, there's a building right off 7th, right where the city is, in Central City. It's an old building. Kind of would remind you of, you remember the music building in Jamaica? I had a room there. Metallica had a room there. I don't know if White Trash had one there, but Anthrax had one there. And we used to all play there. And I said, it would be ideal because it's got a couple of floors. It's an old gutted out, so just, refurbish it the best you can and make like a rehearsal studio. One where you could do it, like maybe you did the main floor for hours. You get 4 studios on the main floor for hours, rent it for a couple hours because it's places that people could play.
That's ultimately what I want to do and incorporate with this record label.
Like that down here, and we freaking make a killing.
And then have the monthlies above it, because that's how I wanted to do this. My radio show could be there. I could run the label out of it.
I don't have the capital to do it, though.
I could have my media department. I mean, it's going to take a couple investors. I don't have a ton of money, but I mean, if we could find the right people that's what reviving this record label is eventually going to try to become. So,
well, I can tell you right now, Charlotte would eat it up, because the one thing down here is you've got bands coming from other cities, other states.
You could also have like a live showcase part of it too, where the bands could showcase to fans.
Absolutely. Yeah, you could even